Let's fix that.
Yeah, that's a lot better, though I doubt you'll be able to figure out what exactly changed. What's going on with you guys? TheCaliEffect, king of games here, and today we're going to be going over the roguest of the rogue decks that can compete in the 2021 meta of January. That sounded like I was saying it like I'm a knight or something. The meta of Thint 20th. Now, in order for us to find some really good rogue decks inside of the Yu-Gi-Oh meta, we have to take into consideration what are the top decks. Some of the top decks in Yu-Gi-Oh are Virtual World, Drytron, I said it right, finally, Eldritch Variants, Dino, and Dogmatica Invoked. In this video, I'm going to be going over some of the best rogue decks inside of this format that can beat some of these decks in the top contending meta. Rogue is something that I can personally identify with is because I'm always seen as that dog. You already know who it is. I'm And if there wasn't any dog in your boy, then we probably wouldn't be here now. So of course, if you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to destroy that subscribe button, but also post down below in the comment section, what are some of your favorite rogue decks this format? So without further ado, let's jump on in. The first rogue strategy I think is really good inside of this meta, it's Mech Knights. Now, you probably haven't heard Mech Knights in quite some time. I think there's a correlation between Master Rule 4 and the current Master Rule we're in. I don't know if it's 4, 4.5, 5, whatever you want to call it, and Mech Knights falling completely off the face of the earth. Now, the Mech Knight strategy is fairly simple. It's based off of being able to special summon Mech Knights to your side of the field as long as 2 cards occupy the same column. You also have really powerful Mech Knight monsters like Mech Knight Indigo Eclipse and Mech Knight Blue Sky, which allow you to add multiple Mech Knight monsters from your deck to your hand, which essentially allows you to out-advantage your opponent. In Master Rule 4, this could be achieved because if your opponent went through the extra deck, they had to summon monsters in the extra monster zone, meaning that it would almost guarantee you at least one column you can make with spell and trap cards on your own, plus your opponent's extra monster zone that they currently occupy to be able to special summon a Mech Knight monster. Now, it's not that easy, but it kinda is. We're actually in an interesting format where spells and trap cards take the precedence over monsters. There are actually tons of Yu-Gi-Oh strategies currently in this card game that occupy lots of columns. Not necessarily in the extra monster zone, though players are starting to summon monsters even if they aren't linked there, but spell and trap cards. Decks like Eldritch and Dogmatica occupy the spell and trap card zone a lot, meaning your Mech Knight monsters can be summoned with ease. But if I told you that's the reason why Mech Knights are good, I'd be completely dead wrong. They have some spell and trap cards that are just phenomenal. Some of the strongest cards that Mech Knights has in its arsenal is World Legacy Secrets, which can special summon a level 5 or higher monster to your side of the field, but also World Legacy Key, which can add a banished Mech Knight monster to your hand. But their secondary effects are really what you're looking for. World Legacy Secret allows you to negate monster effects occupying the same space as a Mech Knight monster, and World Legacy Key allows you to negate a trap card. This could get really dangerous. As we know, some of the most powerful cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game are traps, and World Legacy Key not only allows us to manipulate what trap cards can be activated, cards like Mech Knight Indigo Eclipse can negate multiple trap cards on the side of the field depending on when our opponent wants to use them. It's crazy because they say that the mech shall inherit the earth. In this format, I really think that your opponent's going to be inheriting a lot of graveyard when you're destroying their life points. That was a good one. You guys, graveyard, mech shall inherit the earth. It was good, okay? How good was that?
Yeah, it was good.
Fuck you guys. You guys don't understand my struggles. The next strategy on this list, I keep thinking of Django because this strategy is completely Unchained. Oh man, if there's a hell, I'm definitely going. The Unchained live twin strategy is just like Django. I mean, seriously, it's just like Django. You got the chains and the actresses. We're trying to make them work, okay? The live twin monsters do all of the dirty work. By normal summoning live twin Kisa Kill or Leela, you can link summon into evil twin Kisa Kill or Leela. Huh, that makes sense. The cool thing about both Evil Twin, Kisa Kill, and Leela is that they are both quick effects, meaning that you can special summon both on your turn and on your opponent's turn, and you also gain the effects of either drawing a card or destroying a card on the field. Keep in mind, I just said field. Since Leela allows you to destroy cards on your own side of the field, you can destroy cards like Abominable Chain of Unchained, Abominable Chamber, the trap card, Abominable Chamber of Unchained, and Escape of the Unchained to be able to special summon Unchained monsters to your side of the field. And since you would love to have one of those evil chain monsters to your graveyard, you can just follow up by link summoning your Kisa Kill and your Unchained monster into an Unchained Soul of Rage, which allows you to link summon with your opponent's monsters. I think one of the biggest selling points for the Unchained strategy is that conventional hand traps and sideboard cards like Dimensional Barrier and Lancia just don't work against the deck, as well as its ability to be able to main deck a plethora of cards that are completely prohibitive to the top decks. I feel that Unchained Live Twin is one of the better rogue decks inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you guys want to see a Live Twin Unchained live duel, then be sure to destroy that like button, as well as let us know down below in the comment section as well. Now, I am sorry to steal your thunder, but this deck can be dragging out a lot of wins against some of the top contention decks because of its anti-meta-like feel. Yeah, that's right. I'm just gonna not stop with these non-stop puns. They're just gonna keep coming. The Thunder Dragon strategy may have Thunder Dragon Colossus still at 0, but it's still a very formidable deck. The Thunder Dragon strategy is a chaos-based strategy. Every single time one of your Thunder Dragon cards are sent from the field to the graveyard or banished, you can gain a particular effect. The Thunder Dragon monsters also have an ability to send themselves from the hand to graveyard to gain a certain effect. And their most powerful monster not on the forbidden list is Thunder Dragon Titan, with the ability to destroy cards every single time a Thunder monster is activated in your hand. So guess what you do? You destroy cards. Now, what really separates this deck from other chaos-based decks is that Thunder Dragon doesn't really care if it's sent to the graveyard or banished, so you can take full advantage of that going against some of the top contending metas, saying that those strategies need their cards in the graveyard. Cards like Dimensional Shifter and Dimensional Fissure allow you to banish cards sent to the graveyard instead, which against every single top deck in the meta can completely end their turn, but against Thunder Dragons, I mean, they really don't care at all. Another cool thing about Thunder Dragon is that it's really good with link climbing by using cards like Thunder Dragon Roar and Thunder Dragon Honk to continuously special summon Thunder Dragon monsters to your side of the field, all the way to making important cards like Nightmare Unicorn and Access Code Talker to be able to rid your opponent's board of some of those problematic cards and swing for heavy amounts of damage. If you're a player that likes ruining your opponent's plans and realize that your meta is filled with graveyard reliancy, then Thunder Dragon just might be that strategy for you. It can literally take the thunder out of your opponent's wings. That is not how that saying goes at all. Speaking of graveyard disruption, maybe relying on cards like Dimensional Fissure and Dimensional Shifter is not your thing. Maybe you want a DD Crow in every single one of your monsters. Well, I mean, there is a strategy for that. Infernoid is easily one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Strategies to satiate your thirst. Being able to summon these demon monsters by banishing appropriate Infernoid monsters from your hand or graveyard can net you a myriad of effects. Like, for example, if you can summon Infernoid, Anuku, or Deviati, you can destroy all spell and trap cards on the side of the field, which is really good against back row heavy decks, or be able to destroy all monsters on the side of the field, which is still really good when you want to clear a board. Not only that, those two big daddy monsters can also negate spells, traps, and monster effects and banish it. All of your other Infernoid monsters are just simply DD Crows. And seriously, by tributing a monster on your side of the field, you can banish a card in your opponent's graveyard. If you activate Layer of Darkness, you can tribute your opponent's cards to banish cards from their graveyard. That's a dick move, my guy. I don't really think I have to explain why Inferno would be a great strategy against every contender deck right now just off of that reason, but if my opponent just decides to special summon from the extra deck, I can gain advantage. Cards like Void Imagination allow you to fusion summon an Infernoid monster from your extra deck to your side of the field just because they have a monster special summon from an extra deck. What deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now doesn't special summon from the extra deck? That's meta. Don't worry, I'll wait. We done waiting now? Because like all of the meta decks do it. It's the hottest thing. The Infernoid strategy is really good in a format where decks are graveyard reliant and attack points matter, and this just happens to be a format where both of those just so happen to exist. And the last strategy on this list to take things back to the prehistoric times, unfortunately we're not talking about Dino, we have to move from the Jurassic era into the Paleozoic era. The Paleozoic strategy is a trap-based deck built on being able to summon these fossils to your side of the field from the graveyard when a trap card is activated. activated. You've already seen cards like Paleozoic Dynamiscus being splashed into some of the top contender decks, mainly because it banishes a card on the field. But what if I told you that there was more? Cards like Paleozoic Oleandus allow you to destroy a spell or trap card on the side of the field, and Paleozoic Canadia allow you to flip a monster face up to face down defense position. Now, I know there are some Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are being played right now that strongly resemble these two cards. I just, for the life of me, cannot figure it out, especially Canadia. It's almost like there was a quick play spell card that was really good that I'm not drawing anything. The amazing thing about these Paleozoic cards is not only do they serve that purpose to be able to disrupt your opponent one time, they also provide monsters to your side of the field to be able to Xyz summon into totally awesome. Another card that just so happens to provide a disruption and can take the card and place it to your side of the field. Just make sure you give it back to them when, you're done with it, because it's pretty rude not to do that. The Paleozoic strategy is really good in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Is because going first, it can set up some really cool boards to disrupt your opponent's critical spots. Keep in mind, it has one of the very few cards that can stop virtual world cards in hand while it is face up on the field and set it to your side of the field, which means they ain't getting that back anytime soon, while also being able to use Oleandus to destroy their critical spells and trap cards. Paleozoic is also another great strategy that is just really good at playing a ton of traps to stop whatever your opponent is doing, and then follow up with huge amounts of damage, if not game, through the likes of Boral Sword Dragon. Totally awesome. Well, that is all that I have for 5 rogue strategies that can dominate the top tables. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then be sure to destroy that subscribe button. But again, do that little comment thing. That really helps. Also, if you want to check out more awesome TheCaliEffect content, then go ahead and check out these videos, as I'll catch you on the next one.